YouTube, what's up, man? It's your boy Marvin, this thing. And I'm just making this video, man. Just want to explain the reasons why I didn't participate in this elections this year. I also want to address some other shit, because a lot of people that be saying shit like, if you don't participate in voting, you shouldn't have a voice. You know what I'm saying? But one of the main reasons why I did not participate in this election is because, and I'll be the first to admit it, because a lot of people don't like to admit this, but myself personally, I am not educated enough about politics to go to a voting poll and make a intelligent decision. There is a lot of people that vote that does not know what they're voting for. You know what I'm saying? You literally got people that when they go vote, it's either all red or all blue. You know what I'm saying? They're checking off names on people they never even heard of before. You know what I'm saying? They're just going off party that whatever they feel like gonna be best. You know what I'm saying? That right there alone made me feel like, for me to go out and to vote, that's like, what? I'm gonna vote for the president. I'm probably gonna vote for like the county type shit or whatever, the state. Other than that, what else? You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when I went and voted in 2016, it was Trump versus Clinton. You know what I'm saying? And it was my first time voting. Just mind you, the whole time I've been alive, I only voted once. It was in 2016. And when I went to vote, you know, I stood in the line and shit, and, you know, it was a lot of, like, bullshit being spread out about Georgia, right? They talking about, oh, they had people in Georgia standing in lines with no food and no water and the heat and all that was bullshit. I stood in that line. They had everything. Goddamn, if you was handicapped or an old lady or whatever, you didn't have to stand in the line. They put you up front. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that shit that people were saying that was going on in Georgia was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of the fact, so when I went in there, and I actually went to the poll, I made my presidential vote. I made my vote for the city. And then I started seeing a bunch of like other shit, like superintendent, something about education, about public works and all this. And I'm like, I'm reading these now, who the fuck are these people? You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, and I knew right then and there, I'm like, I don't need to fucking be right here right now, because I don't even know who the fuck these people are, bro. It's like trying to hire somebody and you just hiring them just off of what somebody else said. You don't know nothing about them. You ain't do no reference checks. You ain't do no work history checks. None of that. You know what I'm saying? You just come work for me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is doing that. So I don't understand why some people go to voting polls and they're only, well, somewhat understanding of it is the presidential race. They don't look at all the other shit. And they literally go in there and they vote for people they don't even know, never even heard of before. In my opinion, you shouldn't be voting either. If you're going out there and you voting just for all one side, just based off of whatever, you're making uneducated decisions. So people will look at me and would be like, well, you a fool for not voting. I think you're a fool for voting. You don't know who the fuck you voting for. Shit. You just going with whatever you feel like is going to be best. You know what I'm saying? Like, people you never heard of before. This person could be a whole live rapist for all you fucking know. You know what I'm saying? This person could be saying they want to have dogs at Walmart in that fucking meat aisle for all you fucking know. You don't fucking know who you voting for. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's why I didn't participate, bro. Because it's like, either way it go, y'all got it. Y'all gonna make our decisions regardless of how it happens. You feel me? I'm just gonna adjust. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm just gonna look at what's going on. And I'm gonna make my adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Which I have started investing lately. So I got into the stock market game lately, and yeah. So I'm getting into that shit. But the way I look at this shit, man, regardless of whoever the fuck's ahead, whoever the fuck controlling shit, bro, you have to we gotta adjust regardless who is up there. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, nobody gonna save your ass. I don't know why everybody keep thinking everybody just want to be saved. Don't save her because you don't want to be saved. Like, come on, man. Y'all niggas looking crazy out here, bro. And I also want to address some shit like when people be using the rhetoric, if you don't vote, you shouldn't have a voice. And every time I hear that, it usually only comes from like one side of the field. You feel me? And what I noticed about the other side of the field, I'm talking about Democrats, right? Liberal-minded people, right? It's like y'all always try to find a way to tell somebody to not voice their opinions. I really get that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say a black man voting for Trump. He can't even be open about it without being attacked. Bro, I had a party the other day at my house, right? And I was just talking to everybody, bro. So I got white homeboys, Hispanic homeboys, Indian homeboys, Asian homeboys, black homeboys. I'm around a lot of people. I'm very diverse. I'm around a lot of different people, a lot of different cultures, a lot of different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? And what I got from a lot of my black friends, a lot of them said that they voted for Trump because they felt like they was being forced to vote for Harris. They say that their mothers, their fathers, their uncles, the people they work with literally was like bashing them or like talking shit about them or like Xing them out for having a different opinion. You know, people like to bring up democracy, right? Freedom of choice. You can't sit here and say that you believe in that and you literally try to fuck up somebody's life based off what they believe in. There's people, some of my black homies, bro, that work in finance departments at dealerships, that work in general management at car parts stores and shit. And they told me they literally got threatened about their jobs versus based on how they felt from their peers and shit. You know what I'm saying? These people have no reason to come up here and lie to me about this shit. They gain nothing from telling me this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if y'all really believe in that shit and freedom of choice, y'all should stop using all these fucking terms, all these new ass terms that everybody be using, like misogynistic, sexism, fascism, racism, homophobic, all this other crazy ass shit they try to put on people, bro. It's like if you feel like a man should run a household, then you're labeled as a misogynist, sexist, all this other shit, right? Controlling, all this other shit. You're the bad guy. You gotta understand, I was born in 87. I'm an 80s baby. I grew up in the early 90s, early 2000s. I come from the generation of single parent households. I come from Hitch Village projects. There was no fathers around, bro. If you had a father around, that was like rare. Women raised a lot of us in them projects. A lot of the youth that the older generation likes to point at, my generation, the generation after me, mostly was raised by females. A female can't teach a boy to be a man. Can a female lead? Yes, but with a female is very emotional. How many of y'all ever been with a girl and she loved the fuck out you, right? And in the moment y'all fall out, she talking shit about you, about how you wasn't shit, or you stink, and all this other shit, and nigga, I was only fucking you for this, or nigga, your dick small, or this other shit. How many of y'all ever heard that rhetoric? All this time, this bitch was on her fucking knees drinking your cum. You know what I'm saying? It was a point in time, bitch, you was on your knees drinking this shit. They're very emotional. They make decisions off their emotions and shit, right? Men does that too, but you gotta understand, these same men that y'all talk about was raised by fucking women. So of course they got a lot of feminine traits in them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, literally people, I'm going back to the uneducated voting shit, right? I literally heard people say they was voting for Harry just because he was a black woman. For one, she ain't black. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all like saying people got brown skin, they have pigment in their skin or whatever, that determines you being black or white. You know, I got homeboys, right? They look white as a motherfucker. You ask them what they are, that motherfucker ain't even white. They from the Philippines, they from Ghana, they from fucking all that other shit. They're not even white. If you see white skin, you think they're white. So you looked at me and you see I got brown skin, they would think I'm black. Bro, I'm mixed. If I show you my whole family, it's nothing but Hispanics and Indians. My whole family. And people want to break down all this shit about how the first man and all that shit. That's cool if you want to do all that, whatever. But that don't mean shit to me, bro. That don't mean shit to me. Let me tell you something. I am a heterosexual male. And I fuck with all type of women. Everybody ain't the same. A white woman and a black woman ain't the same. An Asian woman and a Spanish woman ain't the same. They built different, their skins are different, their hair are different, they even smell different. They ain't the same. So when people like using like this tone of skin to label you black or white, it's way deeper than that shit. That lady is mixed. I'm mixed. We don't really fall in any category. We're biracial. We don't fall in any category. Mind you, this same guy that said that he voting for Harry because she's a black woman, he don't even like his own race. He said that his race was racist. But he sided with another race that's also racist. Let me tell y'all something. Black people can be very racist. Hispanics can be very racist. White people can be very racist. Asians are definitely racist. Indians are definitely racist. So when a lot of y'all like to point out racism and shit, let me tell you something. All y'all motherfuckers are racist. Every last one of y'all. If y'all can sit there as a collective and call a white person a white boy and expect that's cool, that's racist. Cause what if that white boy calls you a black boy? Nah, it's an issue. You call yourself niggas all day long, but if a white boy call you nigga, it's an issue. Talking about nigga is a term of endearment. That's not a term of endearment, it's ignorance. It comes from the word nigger. It's ignorance. But you gotta understand, I grew up in black culture. I grew up in the projects, so I grew up around blacks. So I was following the same rhetoric everybody else was following. Until I went to prison. And anybody who went to prison, you already know. Racial divide in prison is very serious versus how it is in the outside world. If you white, you're going to be amongst white people. If you black, you're going to be amongst black people. If you Hispanic, you'll be amongst Hispanic people. I was mixed. I didn't fall in any of those groups. I mingled with everybody. And I had some niggas telling me like, oh, bro, man, why you be fucking with the Mexicans and why you be... My nigga, if you got an issue with it, do something. And then you be having a motherfucker like, man, what you really read? Like, your last name is Hispanic last name. I'm like, my nigga, I'm mixed, my nigga. You know, so why you out here saying nigga and shit? I'm like, what you gonna do about it? You gonna stop me? You gonna stop me? Do something about it. I'm right here. Shit ain't no fucking joke. So I'm just pointing out the obvious, bro. Like, everybody trying to act like they're better or whatever. All y'all piece of shit. Every last one of y'all. I literally reach out to a dude who always speaks about helping his community and shit, right? His people and shit, right? But you gotta understand there's levels to it, I guess, in his mind. You know what I'm saying? So I explained the situation about what's going on in my city, you feel me, that I'm involved with, you know what I'm saying, that it affected a community that was for the blacks, you know what I'm saying, and I was asking for advice on how to handle it because I am not educated on how politics work. You know what that dude told me? Oh, that's in your state. You worry about it. Okay. That's why I say there's levels to shit. If it ain't the race, it gotta be your gender, it gotta be your sexual orientation, it gotta be your political views, it gotta be what state you're in. All these different levels. You're no better than the people you talk about. Because if you were for your people, you would help your people regardless of the fact. Do you know how much I do for my community? I don't speak on it. I don't video record it. I don't post it. For what? To me, that's disingenuous. If you really out here want to help because you really want to help, you will have acts of kindness, help your community out in private. You're not going to post it. You're not going to talk about it. Because now I feel like you're doing it just for clout. Just like a lot of these trucking people, right? That do a lot of recruitment and shit. You know, if that bonus wasn't involved, a lot of them wouldn't be doing it. Flat out. I was at Bar None, bro. Ask anybody at Bar None how much their referral bonuses was. Their referral bonuses at Bar None was a lot better than a lot of these other carriers you need to talk about. I was at Bar None 13 months. You never even heard me mention Bar None. Even with that money they had on that shit, right? And the people that I did mention Bar None to in private, that I helped them get on with Bar None, I didn't even take the referral. I didn't even want the referral. I'm not doing it for that. Because I genuinely want to help. Just like when I used to be around truckers on their lives and shit, and I used to just be in the background listening, and I see them going through some shit or I hear them going through something, I will reach out to them privately, help them out privately, and never speak about it. Because I genuinely wanted to help my people. But what I realized is that them same people, well, I ain't gonna say all of them, because a lot of them boys, man, I fuck with them boys. You feel me? To this day, I still fuck with them boys. But with them same people, they just following the train like everybody else. Following the hype train. Niggas literally had almost like a smear type campaign against me, my nigga. As if I'm not who I say I am. And the thing about it is I'm more successful than what a lot of motherfuckers is doing, bro. That's the funny part about it. You gotta understand, I'm the type of person, bro, that I give out the energy that I'm receiving. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm like around a bunch of ignorance, you're gonna see the ignorant side of me. You feel me? I can't be professional around a bunch of ignorance, but I can be professional around a bunch of professionals. I could do that. I'm like a sponge. I absorb everything around me and I react to what's around me. That's why, like, somebody like me, you can't just beat me down and stomp on me and think I'm not gonna get up and smack your ass again. That will never happen. What I can't do is keep combating against people that want to sit here and try to paint an image of you. And when it comes down to it, when you want to stand on the shit you really talking about, you're not going to stand on it, you're going to run. Because you know this shit not to play with. That's besides the point. Now I'm going to get to the point about people saying that if you don't vote, you shouldn't have a voice. I broke it down to a little bit before, but bro, I paid self-employment tax. I say self-employment tax, property taxes. I pay taxes for my employees. Bro, I am a single male. I'm not married yet. Hey, my dependent is not going to be on my social security number. It's going to be on, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even have no dependents. I am the most highest taxed individual. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want. If you don't like what I say, do something about it. That's how I be feeling about that shit these days, bro. Niggas ain't gonna do niggas, fuck out of here. But they gonna talk all day long, but they ain't about no action, bro. And one thing I learned about America when I look at it in history and shit, bro, my understanding of history, America never gave the citizens anything. It never gave its citizens anything. Its citizens had to take what they wanted. They had to rebel against what they wanted. They had to rebel to get what they wanted, bro. The power of the pen turned it into law, but it was violence that brought light to it. You can sit here and have all your peaceful protests, your gatherings, all that shit like that, but nobody gonna take you serious until some heads start coming off. Just like when all that police killings was going on, right? And everybody was burning up their own neighborhoods and shit, and everybody was like, by the way, there was a lot of black businesses got burnt during that shit. By the way, I remember there was like a huge story about a guy in either Chicago or like Detroit, black business owner that owned that shit since like he was leaving it for his kids or some shit like that, and like they went up there and he was out there pleading for them guys to not burn his shit down, and they burned his shit down anyway. A black business owner. You know what them police was doing when all that shit was going on? They're probably laughing at y'all asses. Me, myself, personally, if I'm going to rebel against police brutality, I'm not going to burn down my own shit. I'm going to burn down the policeman's house. I'm going to go to the police house and burn his shit down. I'm going to go to the police neighborhood and burn his shit down. I'm going to find an officer leaving his house, going to his personal vehicle to go to work and beat his ass right there. Beat him the same way he beat that motherfucking suspect half to death or to death. Now you got somebody's attention. But that would never happen because y'all gonna be scared of repercussions behind that shit. No matter, every action has a reaction and a consequence. So you're gonna take the safe route every time. Me, myself, personally, there's no way in hell I can watch a police officer beat any man, any woman to death in front of me, and I'm just gonna record it. Especially if that officer is wrong. There's no way in hell I can sit there and just watch that. And then post it on the internet and act like I'm bringing awareness or I'm the brave one. Everybody's already fucking aware. Everybody knows this shit goes on. Everybody's fucking aware. No, bro, I'm gonna get the officer off your ass. And I know they'll be like, oh, the officer's gonna kill you too. You scared or what? A lot of people like talking about they come from this, they come from that, they ain't fear or nothing like that, but it's crazy how scared y'all doing a lot of shit. Y'all follow rules real easy. Y'all fall in line real easy. Go on, boy, fall in line. How you doing a child line in the chain gang? Y'all used to stand in a straight line. I was the only motherfucker standing a little bit offset. I'm like, bro, you can't just, There's no way in here I can just watch that shit. Especially if I care. Because if I care, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to try my best to help you out. And if I get killed in the process or get injured in the process, then so be it. There'll be two motherfuckers that got killed by the police. Motherfuckers be talking that talk, man, but they really ain't about that shit for real. Well, all y'all gotta learn, man. Talking about it is just a start. Without making any real presence known or any movement known, nothing gonna really happen. Nobody gonna hear you out. That's gonna go one ear out the other. They ain't gonna take you serious. They ain't gonna take you serious until some shit happen. That's why I had to fall back off the internet for real, cause it's like I can't keep talking about what I'm gonna do because ain't no nigga gonna holler at me. Ain't no nigga gonna come pull up, meet me nowhere, none of that shit. Ain't no nigga gonna do that shit. Because at this point, I'm tired of talking about it. I don't want to show you. That's all I want to do is show you one time. You never gotta hear from me again. But niggas don't want to give you that. They be the same ones that be talking. They all the same. Like I say, they all the same. They all the fucking same, bro. But anyway, AM confession, I guess. AM whatever. Concessions, whatever the fuck y'all want to call that shit. But oh, another thing, right? People like spurring hate and shit. So I watched like a news channel, MSNBC, and I was watching what they was saying about the election and shit. And they was blaming like white men, Hispanic men, talking about how Hispanic men don't like blacks and shit, which that's crazy because like the border wide open. You gotta know a lot of people at the border and shit. They like to talk about how the border is not as bad as it really is or whatever. Ask a lot of them Migos down there in Laredo how that shit really is. Down there in Texas, how that shit really is. Like, yeah. Because them Hispanics, the one that came over here legally, born here legally, whatever, they don't even like that shit. They know what's going on. I don't know if people be paying attention or not, but you know what's going on for real. So goddamn, it's like they were trying to convince the audience to like start hating Hispanics now. And then they brought up black men and called black men misogynists. It's like they're trying to like program y'all to go against men now. It's the white man's fault, the Hispanic man's fault. They try to put white men and Hispanic men together. Like they're the same. And then all the black men that don't fall in line hate women. They were literally, that's what I got from that. I'm sitting here like, wow, they talking about hate? I wish one thing that could be passed, whoever is in charge of shit, is that when they start bringing up news programs and shit, information is being shared out on social media or whatever, there needs to be some type of law or bill that whatever is being posted about government, about taxes, crime, any statistics that the government follows, right? It has to be factual. It can't be hearsay. It can't just be a free fall. There needs to be a law saying that shit. And if there is a law created saying that, watch they use that as a tactic to say, well, that's against freedom of speech or whatever, right? Well, you gotta understand, freedom of speech is already being attacked. You can't even be honest no more, bro. YouTube is censored. Facebook is censored. Google is censored. Instagram is censored. TikTok is censored. Now, with this knowledge of knowing these platforms have censorship on them, why are you thinking everything that comes from these platforms is 100% facts? You know countries like North Korea, right? North Korea, their citizens, their internet, their information, their books, all have to agree with something. Them folks don't even know what's going on. They don't even know what's going on. They're doing it in America. It's to a point that the information that we come up with now, it's very selective. I'm gonna give an example. So, I'm from Savannah, Georgia. In the early 2000s, we had a real controversial mayor. That mayor was caught for corruption, along with the head of Chatham narcotics team, along with the chief of police. That's back when the police was robbing like dope boys and shit from like different neighborhoods, dressed or acting like they were from other neighborhoods, and then taking the dope and then selling it to other neighborhoods to create a war. Gentrification. You know, so trying to get rid of some niggas. During this war that was going on in Savannah, the Ricky Jivens era, a lot of my homies died. A lot of my homies went to prison. A lot of them boys coming home now. The ones that ain't got life, a lot of them boys coming home now. 'Cause a lot of them boys got hit with 10 year, 15 year sentences, 20 year sentences. A lot of them got life. You gotta understand, I was involved in this gentrification. I got arrested at 13, bro. I went to prison at 13, bro. So when I'm trying to tell this shit to somebody, this individual, right? I was telling them about what was going on, what happened in my city, right? So he went and tried to Google it. And he couldn't find it on Google, right? And when he couldn't find it on Google, he used that as a tactic to disvalue everything I was saying. Made it to be like I was saying a lie. That's how easy it is. Because most people, they Google shit and they go on these platforms or whatever and they look at all these different or whatever, the Bloombergs, the New York Post, the CNN, the Fox News, the whatever. And whatever that source gives them, they're going to believe it. Not the actual document, but it's going to be a story. You know what I'm saying? I like actually reading the documents. And they'll take that and run with it, right? They can easily erase history. I don't know if y'all believe how easily they can erase history or change history. Because people are so dependent on this shit. Freedom of speech is already being attacked. And you can't even come on an open platform and be honest. You have to watch what you say, watch what you do. People can't even use the word kill no more. They use the word unalive. We can't even say COVID. We have to say Wu flu. We got to use some other shit. Remember when that vaccine shit was going on? Who remember that vaccine shit? I like to call it a Trump shot because they literally created a vaccine where Trump cut all the red tape to make a vaccine to put into your body, untested. You know, usually medicines are tested like 4 to 8 to 10 years before it released to the public. They whipped this bitch up in less than a couple of months and gave it to y'all. Y'all took this shit and tried to force people to take it. And people gonna be like, that's not true, that's not true. Let me tell you something, bro. I was married when this was going on. My wife, my ex-wife, working at a dealership. I got the Texas still, the Texas and everything. And her dealership told her if she don't get the COVID vaccine, the first dose, that she was not going to be working with customers no more. They were going to put her in a different position, right? Lower her pay, all the other shit, right? The day before that due date for her to get her vaccine, the representation in Georgia wrote a bill saying you can't do that. And she kept her job and her position. They were literally about to threaten this lady. A lot of my military friends that got like benefits and shit, that's disabled and shit, or that's in the service or whatever, even them, the one that was disabled, no matter if they was 15 years, 20 years in, they even got threatened with their retirements getting taken from them. They didn't take the vaccine. They was forcing y'all to take this shit. I'm unvaccinated. Did I catch COVID? Yeah, I caught COVID. I'm still here, goddammit. I didn't die. You know, to this day, COVID has a 1% death rate to this day. I'm glad I was a truck driver during that time. Because I met a lot of different people and I like talking to people. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about me, but a lot of people come to me and like open up to me. They unload to me for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not a friendly person, you know what I'm saying? But they unload to me. So I hear a lot of people's stories and I hear a lot of people's perspectives. And even when COVID was going on, even I made videos about being worried about this and the third. And after a while, I just started and then I noticed how the CDC, you know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Fauci, you don't even hear about Dr. Fauci no more. You know what I'm saying? It was just so much different shit they were just saying. They would say one thing, then couple of months down the road, they'll say another thing, and they'll say another thing, and it's like, and everybody be forgetting the first thing they said. So that's what made me not get it. I'm like, man, something about this shit. I don't know what it is. I say I ain't fucking with this shit. I'm not fucking with it. Like, even when it was a nurse that took it, and then like she got fucked up behind it. This same platform they get the information from censored that. They didn't post that. It was like a couple of posters of it, and they removed it because they didn't want the citizens to know about the side effects of it. That's how programmed they got a lot of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all took that shit because of not only your own personal beliefs, but because of what your spouse said. Because of their beliefs or whatever, or your family members or whatever, which is cool. Do what you do. You know what I'm saying? One thing I'm saying is there's a lot of unvaccinated people still alive. Getting a vaccine or not wasn't a death sentence. COVID is not a death sentence to a lot of people. You know what the death sentence to a lot of people? Overweight, calories, fucking high blood pressure. You know what's the number one contributor of deaths in America? Look it up. Look up what's the number one contributor of natural death causes in America. And ask yourself why they're not pressing for that so hard. The average American is out of shape and fat. Out of shape, fat, and lazy. That's a common American. You know, America is the only place where you can be poor and overweight. Other countries, when they're poor and starving, them boys look malnourished as a motherfucker. In America, it could be a poor person with an apartment, lights, gas, groceries, and overweight. And people say we got it hard here. There's people literally risk their lives to come here. But people hate this place so much. I don't get y'all. I don't get y'all at all. A lot of y'all don't come from bad situations, bro. A lot of y'all never had to sleep outside as a kid, go hungry as a kid, not have parents at home as a kid. A lot of y'all had structured homes. Was a lot of y'all rich? Fuck no. But y'all ain't went hungry. Y'all ain't went homeless. None of that. But they try to compare this to the people that's been through it and try to act like their struggle is the same. And you wonder why the person that went through one struggle don't understand your struggle. Let me tell you something. A lot of people like using the term struggle as in like financial gains, right? Like financial situations. Struggles come in all type of different forms, bro. So yeah, I don't get y'all for real. Anyway, man, I've been on this shit too fucking long, man. It's about 38 minutes, boy. I'm tripping. Anyway, y'all boys be safe, man. Till next time, man. I'm gone.